My name is Angela. I just graduated from high school last year. I am not ABC. I use the term Chinese, born Chinese, to describe myself because I'm just an international student here. So I'm on my student visa and I'm here for education purposes, which just means I'm studying abroad as an international student. And my mom actually stayed here with me while I was studying, like before when I was an international student, she stayed here with me and she looked after me. That is why my Chinese is quite good as well. I can understand both languages perfectly fine. And I've only spent a couple of years here in Australia as a student. Okay, I'm from the north side of China, so I'm actually from 山西太原. Okay, 怎么样能展现词汇量很大在短的口语对话里面? So first of all, being able to use the vocabulary accurately 就是我们要非常准确的去用一些词，有的时候不一定是要用最高大上词，但是呢，我们的流利度，然后呢，准确的用这些词很重要。And other than that, if you put idioms in, like naturally weave idioms, like if you want to describe something weird, instead of saying, oh, this thing happened and it's really weird, you can say, oh, I've recently experienced something that is out of the blue. Out of the blue is an idiom for weird. And if you implement that into your speaking, that just gives you that extra layer. And then obviously, I think there was this thing that places words into categories, like this is a higher level word, that's a lower level word. Yeah, if you use a higher level words, like instead of saying, I can't think of a really good example. Does anyone have any good examples of what you want me to give a synonym of that's a better synonym? Maybe instead of saying show, okay, I will use this one. Instead of saying show, I'll show you this. You can say depicting, illustrating. That is more about writing though. That's more about the writing, but that's the same idea in speaking. If you want to get a higher score, it's about using a more advanced vocabulary but more accurately at the same time. So you can't lose the accuracy bits. Okay, does that part make sense, guys? Okay, if it makes sense, please remember to tell me if it makes sense. Okay. Why do so many people name themselves Angel? Oh, I actually don't know a lot of angels. I met this girl from my economics class. She's got a really similar name to Angel, but it's not Angel. So I think it's just a common name, you know, Angela, like Eva. It's a lot of common names, and like Jack, Jason, these are really, really common English names. So I think just generally it's what people think is a good name. Okay, so how long did it take me to get up to my level right now? I have been an international student here for a couple of years. I would say that my English dramatically improved in like maybe 2 or 3 years time, yeah. So it's a big improvement and it's a big jump. And what I did was just doing lots of exercise books and building my vocabulary. So it's a couple of years for me to improve my English. However, if we're talking about IELTS, I think the first IELTS test I've done with Nick, the mock exam, I got an 8. 我第一次跟 Nick 做模考的时候得的是一个8分 and that was a year ago, I'm pretty sure. Or was it 2? I think it was 2 years ago. And now I'm at an 8.5, very close to a 9. Okay. But if you talk about how long I've been learning IELTS for, it's systematically for 3 months-ish. So a little bit lower than 3 months. 所以我现在是学了差不多3个月雅思. Okay. So systematically learning, because I haven't really done IELTS learning before. It's slightly different from what we do at school. I think it's a broader use of the language in general. So other than English, what language do I know? That's a really good question. I know how to speak a little bit of Korean. Guys, do you want me to speak Korean? I can give you a very little demonstration. I can speak a very little bit of Korean. I am fully Chinese, not ABC, so I'm Chinese, born Chinese. Guys, give me a 1 or like somehow let me know if you want to hear me speak Korean instead. I know a little bit of Korean, like a very little bit. I can show it off. Okay. Ooh, Russian. Do you know Russian too? That's really good. Okay. 안녕하세요. 저는 Angela입니다. And I also know how to say 감사합니다. That's all how I know. Because I have a really good friend who's Korean. That's the reason why I learned Korean. So I know a little bit, a very, very little bit. And I know how to say, I think beautiful, 漂亮 is 이쁘다. Yeah, 이쁘다, you're so 이쁘다. I don't know how to say other things. Yeah, I know a very little bit of the language. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to start answering some IELTS questions now. Thank you for those who stayed at the end, and please always remember to follow and like if you want to learn English with me. Okay, and I'll be giving some surprise live streaming every now and then. So let's start on some common questions that I'll be asked in IELTS speaking, and these are all real past questions. So please, guys, if you're still here now, stay with me for this last bit because we'll be doing some real IELTS past questions, and it's going to be quite useful. Oh my goodness. Roads and streets. You know what? This is interesting because I drive. Roads and streets. The topic right now is roads and streets. Are the roads in your area good? It depends on how you judge whether something is good or bad, because to me, a good road is just one that have minimal traffic and that is just usable. To me, I don't know what really is a good road, to be honest. So I would say the roads around my area is quite good because there's no huge bumps, there's nothing obvious that's obstructing the way, and there's little traffic most of the time. So I would say the roads are very good. Okay. Do you know the names of streets in your area? Do you know the name of streets in your area? I don't. The simple answer is I do not know any street names at all because I don't pay attention to them. So I barely even know the main road's name, but it's after a few years I've learned the main road's name. So I've been living here for a few months, but yeah, I know the main road's name because I've been living in this similar area for a couple of years. But I don't care about the names of the little streets. I think it's not super useful to me because I always use like a map to guide me. You know, the digital maps, they will guide you. Like you can use Apple Maps or 高德. I will use these kind of maps to guide me. So I don't think it's necessary for me to know names anyway, so I don't. And I don't think it's very useful nowadays. Maybe back then it was quite useful. Okay, so what is the condition of the roads in your city like? See, once again, I am quite bad at this topic, I feel like. I don't really necessarily understand what they mean by condition, because to me, long as the road is usable, there's nothing blocking the way. Long as it's accessible, it is a good road. To me, there is nothing much about a road. Like honestly, if there's no huge bumps, if there's no congestion, it is a perfect road to me already. So I would say that the roads are in pretty good conditions because they're quite usable and it's easy. It's easy to access them. They're all very scientifically designed, like the red lights and the green lights, I don't know, but it's all very well designed and it's easy to use and it's quite clear where you're going with really clear directions. Therefore, I think the roads here are in quite good conditions. However, I do not like going to the city because the city's roads have worse conditions. So the roads in city, they're often obstructed by lots of red lights, like lots of traffic lights. It stops the traffic from moving. Also because the city is a lot busier with lots of security cameras. You know, even if you just made a slight mistake in the city while you're driving, you're done. So I don't like driving in the city because I think the city's roads are in worse conditions than the suburban streets. Okay. The next one, are there any famous roads or streets in your country? Oh, actually, that's a really good question. Are there any famous roads or streets in my country? I am not sure about in China. I know in my hometown, 迎泽大街, I think so, yep. There is a street in my hometown, 山西太原口迎泽大街. That's quite famous to me because I've heard it many times and I always go past it. I think it's one of the really important main roads. So that's one that I know from my country, my hometown. And other than that, I think the East Street, 食品街 East Street, is also really good. It's quite famous in my country, in my hometown as well. Okay. But other than that, I think here in Australia, oh my gosh, I forgot the name for a second. You know the road that goes around the ocean, like I forgot what it's called. I literally traveled there before. It's where you have this huge highway near the ocean and it's really pretty. Yeah. Okay. You know what? That's the end to that question. Just gonna welcome her who came in. Nice to meet you. My name is Angela. I just graduated from high school last year. I also just turned 18 last year. So this year I'm trying to get some nice in IELTS while I do my university studies at the University of Queensland. And just then I was trying to answer some IELTS questions. It's about roads and streets, which is a very difficult topic for me because I don't pay much attention to roads and streets. I just access them, and once it's accessible to me, it's fine. Okay. Does anyone here have any good IELTS questions you want me to answer? 大家有没有好的雅思问题想让我来回答? Okay. And if possible, let's move on. Let's move on to some different topics. I hate the roads one. I'm so sorry. Okay. The next one. Place of work or study. Should I talk about that? You know what? Let's go to perfume instead. Perfume. I haven't done this topic before. This is quite new. I like it. Do you like perfume? Guys, do you like perfume? I personally really love perfume. Not only I love using it, but also I love making perfume. So I've actually made my own perfume before. It's like a jasmine-based flavor with some more wooden fragrance inside, and it's got a little bit of a fruity taste as well. So it's like a mixture of things. It's more lenient towards a sweet and flowery one, but at the same time, it's not really strong. It's very soft and it's got a very nice scent to it. So I would say I really love perfume and I would use it every day if I could. Okay. So, what kind of scent do you like? I like the flower-based scents, and I have well, I would call it my signature scent, but that's not really the correct term because I'm not some celebrity. But my favorite scent is jasmine. So I really like the jasmine flavor. Anything jasmine flavor, I really love. I really love all sorts of jasmine flavor things. And I guess my favorite perfume is the jasmine perfume I made by myself. But other than that, I also have like this small perfume. Oh my gosh, I wish I could show you. It's in my bag. It's also a jasmine flavor one. So I prefer flowery smell in general, like flowery fragrance or scents. However, I prefer specifically jasmine. Just, I don't know why. It's the thing I really love. Okay, so anyone... Oh, you finally have your own live. Yes, I am finally on my own account, guys. So my followers who have seen me live streaming before, this is my account at last. Yeah, I've been live streaming here for a week already, I think. Yeah. Okay. 雅思口语怎么提升？去哪里找对练 ？Okay. So, first of all, you have to identify what are you having trouble with. To be a little less sharp, what are you having trouble with? 先找到自己的问题在哪里，就是有什么不会的地方。So, what do you find difficult about the speaking? And what I would say you would do is you have to find well, you have to do IELTS practice exam first. So I would say you can go to my teacher Nick. 可以搜雅思考官尼克，然后和我的老师做一个就是他直播的时候做一个模考，然后模考呢，我的老师可以告诉你到底是哪里有问题 ，and then from that we can work on strategies, and he can tell you some advice as well. So you can search up 雅思考官尼克 guys, all of you here right now, if you want to learn English further, if you want to learn IELTS specifically, I am not a teacher myself. I am in the same boat as you guys, so I'm still trying to learn as well, and I'm finding some aspects of it quite difficult. So I have the right person to guide me, which is my teacher Nick. So if you guys want to search up 雅思考官尼克，可以去跟他做模考，都是免费的，在他直播的时候，然后呢可以跟他连线模考 ，and then he will tell you， 他可以告诉你到底有哪里需要进步，然后呢。他也可以告诉你一些 advice, so maybe how to improve it. 可以稍微教你怎么去进步。Okay. So want to start IELTS and don't know where to start. See, I can really relate with that because when I first started preparing for IELTS, I don't really know what I should do either. So what I've started with is by understanding the overall structure of the text, like the test. You know how many parts there are? There are 4 big sections, which is reading comprehension, listening, speaking, and writing. So these are the 4 big parts of IELTS exam. That is what I would start by understanding, is understanding the structure of the text and how is it marked. 就可以先去搜一下这个雅思考试的结构是怎么样子的，然后呢是根据什么评分的。Okay, and after that, I would start doing practice questions. So if you have an adequate level of English already, 请问大家这里有没有 Okay, so do you have a reasonable level of English? If you have a basic level of English, or if you think you're ready to prepare for the exam, what you would do is start some practice questions. 做一些题，就是多刷题。This is really important, and I know it sounds really boring. Yeah, but that's what you would do. So you have to go through questions. And for everyone who wants to learn with me, I do apologize. I am not an IELTS teacher yet, so I'm still learning IELTS as well. But if you want more information or if you want me to share some strategies and learn together, you can private message me. 如果大家想跟我一起学习，然后我可以给大家分享我学习技巧，大家可以给我点点关注和小星星，谢谢。但是我现在还不是雅思的老师。Yeah, okay. Oh, someone with a 9 is here? Okay, I am really looking forward when I'm gonna do Connect because I swear there's gonna be so many amazing people with amazing skills. Okay, I am in Brisbane right now. Yes, I am in Australia, so I am an international student here in Australia. And for those who want to learn with me, thank you so much for your support. I am not teaching IELTS specifically, and I am not doing any online lessons right now. But I'm still figuring it out. I'm still trying to figure it out how to teach in the most effective way. So what you can do is private message me if you want to learn with me or my teacher Nick. You can search up 雅思考官尼克 and follow him and give him a private message as well. He is a lot more professional than I am because he was a real past IELTS examiner. And then all of my lessons with him is also customized, 是定制的课程。所以我的老师尼克可以帮大家定制课程，然后帮大家一起 improve 进步你们的雅思。Okay. 敢说重要吗? So is that part important? Yes. Being able to put yourself out there is definitely super duper important. I can't emphasize it enough how important it is just being able to put yourself out there and speak. Because only when you do practice, you can see what is wrong. Okay. So definitely Okay, and everyone, I am about to finish now. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and please remember to follow and like. Once I reach 30,000 followers, I will start doing Connect so we can actually learn like individually with you guys. I can teach individually just during my live streaming, like a short session where we can chat with each other and where I can give some little advice. 那所以大家请自己给我点点关注和小星星，如果想跟我一起学习雅思，谢谢。Okay.So how to improve? In general, build your vocabulary. Use your vocabulary to make sentences, and then use the sentences to make paragraphs. And read out loud everything you write, everything you do. Just read them out loud. That really gives you that extra layer of process. Okay, so thank you everyone for listening. I am going to finish now, and please remember to follow and like. And thank you for joining my fans group. Okay, thank you. Okay, see ya everyone. Goodbye. And if you want specific strategies and advice for learning IELTS, please remember to just private message me or go to my teacher Nick. 大家可以记得搜索雅思考官尼克。Okay, thank you so much guys. See ya. And remember to come back. Okay.